Brought to you by Bet365, Nick Kipros, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. We should have done game time on when we anticipate Connor McDavid signing, whatever the number of years.
It's July 1st, 2026 in Toronto, would be my bet.
Are you of the belief that he's just going to sign with the Oilers any minute now?
No.
Not eligible to
No,
the
no,
first
no.
anyway.
No.
Until the first.
Yeah, no, I don't think you go down the path that he just went down with the uncertainty and then sign July 1st, even if it is for a year or 2 years or the max 8. I don't see it. I think he knew what he was doing and saying the moment they lost the Stanley Cup final. And I see nothing but putting Oiler ownership and management on high alert that I'm holding you guys accountable from here on in.
You know, I'm going off here and makes an offer. I think CJ, I think some people said 100% chances. Like their estimate.
It's fine.
100%
It's fine,
yeah.
but when? Like when? When does that happen? Does that happen mid-July, beginning of July, August, September, December, March? What is it you need to see, Connor, out of us before you do make that commitment?
A goalie.
Okay, that's fine.
But I think clear communication on that would be good. You know, like he probably doesn't want to see big names changing teams, though the Oilers, I'm sure he's thinking, why can't we be Vegas? They chase every good player out there. Can we go get a good player? You know, like I'm sure those are on his mind. It's great that they got two, but you're allowed more.
Is there a number of changes? Is there names out there that he'll like? What happens if you make a couple moves that he doesn't like, right?
I also think you cannot let any player be the GM.
You can't go full LeBron.
No, I don't think so for sure, but that's just an internal thing between him, maybe an agent, a family member. But does he need to see significant changes before he's ready to sign on the dotted line, or is it just one change? Like, what does that look like?
My money's
for
on
you?
a 3-year deal. Doesn't that make sense?
When?
3 years.
Like
really?
soon.
When?
Like soon. Like, I don't know, August. They add a player or two. He feels, or they get a goalie, and he goes, okay,
Okay.
Cup final 2 years in a row. Got a new goalie. Leon's here. We're obviously close. Let's take another crack at it, but I'm not signing up for 8 just yet.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. And also, like, what the Sedins did it year by year, like, you get to a point where these are, like, good players, and I'm coming back as long as things were competitive and situation's good. Hold your owner accountable.
Every day that goes by, Oiler fans, right?
Justified.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the rest of this list.
And the Bouchard thing, too, was interesting during that, where he was like, they wanted about how, like,
Yeah.
decisive he was about them signing Bouchard during his, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
God,
great.
Bouchard's going to get his money. Like, he is.
Think he gets 10?
Yeah, without a doubt, I think he gets 10. I think he's talented enough. The numbers support it, and
Numbers sure do.
he's in a good spot. Listen, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he looks like away from Draisaitl or McDavid.
He's on Anaheim. What is he?
The Islanders.
Honest question, is he Noah Dobson's 70-point season?
Is he? Yeah, maybe. I think it's a good situation for him. It's comfortable. His offense meshes with McDavid's and Draisaitl. It's a good scenario, and I think they're going to be okay giving him 10 and a half.
Yeah.
That's just the going rate for top offensive talented players.
Now, Dobson is on this list, but
I do, yeah, I know. Just one thing on Bouchard is that, like, I will stand by that. I don't think he can be your number one go-to guy to get you to a Stanley Cup.
people yelled at you on Twitter for that.
But he can fit in with the mix for sure as a top 3 guy.
Top 3.
Well, I
praise for a
don't
10
want
million guy.
To protect the lead. I'm not sure I want him on the ice in the last 30 seconds. I don't know. Maybe it's an Ekholm type of player and somebody else, but I just don't think that's his total strength as a top shutdown and offense guy.
A hilarious slander, and I say hilarious because this was such a good player that I see people using all the time is, he's Mike Green. Mike Green was so good. For a few years there, he was so good.
Yeah.
But I saw Noah Dobson called that
30
today.
goal scorer, Mike Green.
Yeah. And yeah, he used to have that great look off to Ovi. Like he was able to make plays.
You can't find guys like that right now.
He is a unique, at the least, hill for someone who could move the puck from the back end like those guys.
Okay. Dobson.
He had
Another
31
guy.
goals in 68 games in 08-09.
Yeah.
Mike Green.
Yeah, he's so
Oh,
good.
my God. Anyway, sorry.
Dobson's another guy where
Yeah,
you got to
I'm
make a
concerned.
decision. Like, what is he?
He's 24, 6'3", right D.
He didn't take a next step last year. He had a great year the year before, and he didn't step up. And that is a concern when you're also talking about a guy that could want over $10 million.
Well, we just did this thing where there's not many guys in the league, and you work so hard to get them, and you draft them, and it takes forever to develop them, and you get them there, and you go, I want $1 million more than we're comfortable with. Like, Islanders can't do that. They can't afford to let a guy like that walk out. And I know he switched agents in the offseason. He's trying to get paid. But what are the Islanders going to get back? Picks? Could they get the 6th overall pick?
Maybe they could get 2 seconds like they got for Devon Taves. It's eerily similar.
Why'd you say that? I know that hurt.
I know. It's a dilemma for a lot of GMs that you go, what's a better alternative?
Yeah. I really, I've tweeted a couple times today about James Hoggins, the Long Island kid, slated to go on some draft boards, 5, 6, 7. Earlier in the year was rumored to be a near the top pick.
Yeah.
Long Island would love to have him. Playing at the rinks, at Jerry Hart's old rink in Hauppauge.
Good story.
It's perfect. And so could they trade for that pick? Maybe Dobson's involved in that. I don't know, but I'd love to see them get.
When are they going to be ready to win?
Have to see it real soon, isn't it?
It is. So maybe there is a window where you can not make that commitment to Dobson and move him on and take your assets.
He's 24, right?
Yeah.
Like he is a D-man. He'd be good for 10 years. Anyway.
Morgan Riley. Anything
Let's
different?
see. He's just. It depends on how aggressive Brad Treliving and the Leafs want to get in terms of finding alternatives, and how hard they push on Morgan to come to the conclusion that it's time to move on.
Now, in our time doing this show, they've never pushed anyone. Not once has it happened with a player.
Not to my knowledge of being really aggressive.
Yeah. Going to a guy with
Yeah.
trade and saying, hey,
Yeah.
it's just not
But
working.
I'd put Morgan in the same situation as Pettersson in Vancouver. It's like, okay, you've got this no move, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that we can't eventually come to the conclusion that it's just time to move on.
You'd have to have a deal roughly in the bag.
That's the
Before
way
you go
that's
talk.
the way it works.
Bring it.
That Brad's out there and he's finding out who's interested in a puck moving defenseman. And I know he hasn't had great years the last few years, but he is a legit 18, 20-minute guy. He is a minute muncher. He can skate the puck out. He can play on a power play. He's legit. He's legit. I think they're
7'5", he's not bad
it's
value.
not, you're not getting killed by it. So there'd be a number of teams very interested in taking Morgan Riley.
I'm curious, like the Leafs, the more I think of their roster, and I talked about the talent deficit, some of it to me is on the back end because now they're really big and really solid. But it's like someone with a little bit of upside on the offense. Because Riley's supposed to be that, but he hasn't been that. So I don't know. I see Rasmus Anderson's name is in here.
Like a guy like Aaron Ekblad.
I think that